This week I want to try something a little different with y'all. I want to share a video that I produced for my buddy John Engel's Automotive YouTube channel, and it's a walkthrough of his 3 garages where he stores his cars, works on his cars, and where he also produces his YouTube content. And initially I wasn't really keen on the idea of sharing this video on my channel because it's automotive related. It doesn't really fit what I'm trying to do with my videos. I produced it for somebody else's. And if I'm being honest, the more and more I watched it, the more and more I found things that I would have done differently had I had more time, had I really sat down and thought about it. Now that I've had a chance to kind of watch it 3, 4, 5 times, I'm starting to pick up on things that I really wish I had done differently that maybe would not have had too much of an effect on the number of views or the amount of interactions he's gotten. But as the person who produced it, I'm kind of watching it going, man, I really wish I had done that. I really wish that I'd paid more attention to this. So this is kind of a post-game teardown, if you will, where I'm going to show you the video, let you watch the entire thing. And I apologize that this video is going to be super long this week, but I want you to be able to see the entire video. And then once this video plays, then I will share a couple of my thoughts on how I think I could have just maybe made this a little bit better. So here it is.
Hey guys, and welcome back. I really can't thank you enough for all the love, support, and subscribers I have. One of the main things that you guys love are my garage builds, the flooring that we use, the insulation that we've put up, and even the electrical we've done. So I thought today would be a good day to talk about my dream car garage and show you exactly how I have it set up. Well guys, I figured we'd start up in the main garage. This is a 3-car garage that's around 1,100 square feet. Now when this was being designed, I thought about everything that I could think about, which is stuff like making the tracks for where the 4-post lift go. They're higher than the regular one. So I've actually set it up so that 2 of the bays could have 4-post lifts. It'd be this one in the far. When I do get another lift for over there, it's already set up. This side is where my wife parks, so we didn't raise it up because I knew that she wouldn't want to deal with a lift being in her way. So that's kind of how we set it up here. Things that we did amazingly well were to think about raising the garage door up a little bit. We also coated the floor in one of the Eagle Coat gloss coats. This floor was sealed probably about 5 years ago and has held up amazingly. One of the things we'll do is link to the video where I go over how to apply the Eagle Coat and where you can get it, but really one of the best bangs for the buck in the garage. Obviously, we have a 4-post lift. This one's an Atlas lift. It makes it so you can store an extra car and also do a lot of the work on it. I can do oil changes and do things that would normally take me a little bit longer and make me sweat more. I'm a little older now, so this makes it so much easier. And we'll tell you with the 4-post lift, they do not have to be bolted down, but you might want to do it. This one is bolted down just to make sure that's a little more steady. It kind of rocks a little bit when they're not. Up in the main garage, I try to keep the cars that I drive more often. So the Corvette, the NSX, and the Bentley get driven more than most of the other cars. So I can keep them up here and it makes it real easy because there's a garage door for basically each one of them. One of the things that I did learn after doing this that I really wish that I had changed was it is only about 27 feet wide. It's 41 feet long, which comes out to about that 1,100 square foot mark. However, if I would have made this probably about 40 by 40, I could have double parked cars in here, so that would have helped out with my storage. When I was first designing this and building it, I knew I wanted a 3-car garage, and I could fit 4 cars in here even without the lift, but they were scrunched up, and you had to move them with floor dollies. So it made it a little bit more challenging, but if I would have made it wider, I definitely could have fit a double stack of cars. So I could have had the Corvette here and the Bentley in front of it. Obviously, we utilized the length of it over there. You can see how much room we're actually wasting. All right, so we've seen the 3-car garage. Now we can go to the basement where we have even more space for cars and setup. And the biggest thing that we've learned from this is you always need more space. While designing the house, one of the things that we really wanted to do was have a space that I could display some of my collection. Now, my wife got to pick out what the house looked like and what she wanted for the livable space. But down here, we have about 2,500 square feet of unfinished space. And as you can tell, we're going to be sheetrocking and finishing it in. But as we go through this, it's actually a really great place to hold cars. As you can tell right now, I've got 8 cars down here, but it can actually hold 9 to 10, depending on how packed you want to make the storage. Over here where we have the projector, you can move the Viper over and put another car here. And then where we have the Model A, there is a car that can fit up there if needed. Once again, the Eagle gloss coat down here in the basement makes a really big difference. It just makes it feel more finished, and it's the cheapest thing that you can do. I think we paid roughly around $100 for the Eagle coat, and then put that on here. It took about 2 or 3 hours. Not a hard job, best bang for your buck ever. Once again, we'll leave a link so that you guys can do that as well. Down here is a really nice space for working on the cars, also displaying them. But one of the neat things that we did was hook up a projector. We've got the huge white wall over here, so it makes it really easy to either watch YouTube videos on how to repair cars, or even for the Formula One races. We love to watch those down here. Of course, you can't have a garage if you don't have arcades. So we bought a pinball machine and also a regular arcade machine. And the arcade machine is one of the ones that has the 3,000 games, so you can choose whatever you're looking for. Makes it a great time for friends. Down here, I shoot a lot of my YouTube videos. I've got the Model A that's been down here since, well, since we built the house, but it's been in the family since I was, what, 3 years old? So it doesn't get driven as much as it used to. Really, it doesn't get driven at all, but it is one of those pieces that has been in the family so long, really don't even look forward to getting rid of it. Soon it's going to be 100 years old, which I think is kind of cool to have a car from that era. So seeing I have a 3-year-old, one of the things that I had to do was make sure that she was taken care of. And when I bought the arcade machines, they had an old NASCAR that was out in front of Lowe's, and I had to get this. And she absolutely loves using this. It still works. All the kids that come down that are around her age think that this is one of the coolest things ever. Of course, it goes and complements the actual NASCAR that we have. It is a beautiful car that I have wrecked, and there's a whole story that we could go into about that, but let's not go into it. It still hurts my heart. I will tell you that my most prized possession is this. It's a 1997 Indy car. Obviously, it was used in 97. Jeff Ward drove it. He got 3rd place at the Indy 500. He got Rookie of the Year in this car. So it's just one of those cars that is so cool because it's an actual race car. So it's got my heart into it. I can barely fit in it, but definitely one that stays down here. When we originally designed this house, I thought that the garage upstairs and the basement downstairs would be perfect. And in fact, I didn't have enough cars to fill it at that time. But it took about 1.5 years to build this place, and during that time I got bored, so I started buying stuff, which led me to having more cars than this house could actually hold. So what did we do? We built another shop. Let's go take a look. So this place is a mess right now because we are still finalizing all of the insulation going up. I will tell you, when I built this, I built it on a bare bones schedule, and there's actually a video that we did that's one of my actually top grossing videos that we'll link as well, so you can see what it took to actually build this. Now, these were all pre-COVID prices, so I mean, everything has changed. And you can see I have a slew of insulation in the back. But I had more cars than I needed. Yeah, that's probably true. And I had less space than I anticipated, so we ended up building this shop, which is a 30 by 50. which is actually where I work on everything now. So the reason why we're insulating it is so that hopefully we can put air and also heat so that I'll be able to use it a lot more. Obviously the basement is heated and aired, so it's very nice to be able to work in there, but it's more of a show space. Whereas in here is more of where I actually get some use out of things. So there's oil on the ground, there are weed whackers, it's got cars and motorcycles galore. But it really was the best option at the time for the bang for the buck to put another 1,500 square feet out here for me. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed my tour of what my dream car garage has been. There's a lot that goes into this, so please, if you have any questions, leave me a comment below and I'll be happy to get back with you. I'm also going to leave a lot of links in the comments section to where you can see other videos where we've done flooring, budget lighting, electrical, the garage build. There's so much that goes into this. I really want to give you as much information as possible. If there's anything else that you guys want, also leave me a comment below. Like, subscribe, share. We'll catch you next time.
And now, after watching that video again for the 5th or 6th time now, the main thing that I probably would have done differently is I really would have done more B-roll of the spaces. And I feel like I kind of started off a little strong with that, but then I just didn't expand on it. Felt like there were still so many things that I could have highlighted, that I could have done just some different movements with while John was talking about them, while he was describing them. And I feel like it would have really given more of an immersive feel there. But then on top of that, the other thing that I really wish that I had been able to do, and this is a case of I only had certain tools at my disposal at the time, and that is the audio. I really wish that I had gone maybe one of two ways. With the current audio setup that I had using my Deity mic, I wish I had just filmed him in the space nice and close and had him do the voiceover and then go back and again do the B-roll. What I ended up doing was I had my mic and I would just kind of be on the gimbal and I would aim the mic at him and then I would keep it close to him, and you can really hear when the mic would move away from him. You can hear the type of spaces he's in. It just doesn't sound as good as it really could have. The other option would have been if I had been able to get a lav mic by then. And now if I were to redo this video with him with this lav mic, it would sound so much better. And that would be a way for me to be going around, getting some B-roll while he talks about it, which I think would have also helped, because then I could be like, oh, this over here is kind of interesting, tell me about it, and he can just go into it and not worry about it. So between the audio and the B-roll, those are the two really big things that I wish that I had done a little bit better on, and that I think would take that video to the next level. And then the third big thing that I think I would change about that video if I were to redo it was the transitions, whether that's the intro, the transitioning from space to space. And there was really only one transition that I really liked, and that was when I went from his 3-car garage upstairs down to the basement garage. And that's where I used the camera. I literally went up against his back, a little bit of a fade to black, and then I got up against his back again as he was going down to the basement and pulled out. I really did enjoy that transition, but the others just, between the intro and going straight up to that top garage and then going outside to the bigger garage build, it just felt a little clunky, and I wish that I had done a better job of preparing myself, of creating those more seamless transitions. So those were really the big three things: more B-roll, better audio, better transitions. I will say that I really enjoyed getting to use the Ronin gimbal that I was using. That just helped rather than doing a locked off tripod. The tripod has its place, but for this, I really wanted there to be a lot of movement, and I wanted it to be able to flow and to just match the spaces and give you an idea of what kind of space he's dealing with there. So I just wish that I had done a little bit better job for him, especially because he liked the video so much, but I watch it and I go, I really want to do better for John. So hopefully moving forward, he'll still let me do some edits with him. I'm hoping to do a couple big things with him in 2023. And after doing this one and a couple others, I've just got some ideas of how I can do it better. So that's all part of it, right? Trying to learn and make yourself better. Anyways, thanks for joining me for this post-game teardown of that video that I made for John. I just wanted to try something a little different with y'all to kind of give you an insight into what it is that I look for when I am producing videos, whether it's for myself, for Billo, for John, for some other friends, and even for work. And I really just enjoyed giving you that look into what's going on in my brain sometimes. Anyways, I hope you like this video, and I will catch you in another one down the road.